welcome to Jimmy D's RC page. Thanks for stopping by. If you like what you see today, please subscribe. I can always use some help to grow my channel. So another quick one today. All we're going to do is trim off the excess that I've got on the undercarriage here. This little bit of wire is just hitting the bottom of the wheel wells. And I just want to trim those flush to the wheel collar so that stops happening. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Dremel with the thin cut wheel. Now these wheels, I mean, for the most part you're going to be fine, but you know, whenever you're working with a power tool where there's any risk of it hitting your face, I always love to use eye protection because, man, if I can't see my models, I can't fly them. So what I'm going to do is set that on the towel. The towel is going to give it a bit more stability with the dihedral, just like that. Okay. I guess you don't have to use a Dremel. You could use a hacksaw for something like this, but then you know you're stressing the thing out. You're going back and forth, and you're pushing the wheel back and forth and putting undue tension onto the system. Furthermore, I don't think it's as precise to use a hacksaw. I don't have the old skills like some of the old timers do, so I do like to use the power tools. Now, the bit that I'm going to cut off is going to get very hot, and that's why the gloves, because I don't want it to fall onto the covering. So once I get almost all the way through, I'm going to want to catch the bit of metal that I get cut off. So here, we'll just turn that a bit more so you'll be able to see the work. All right, I'm going to want to catch it, and that's why the heavy leather gloves, those are probably Roper's gloves from back in the old country, Alberta, where the cowboys are. I might turn the sound down because this is not a pleasant sound once you get to cutting the metal. Not very nice on the computer. Let's get to it. I might give that a break partway through because those wheels are just a plastic hub. So I might just give that some time to cool down now that I think of it, because I don't want the metal to melt the plastic hub. So I'll get started on this one, and then I'll check it for temperature before I go back to doing any more on that wheel. That would suck, wouldn't it? Okay, we'll stop that one there. Let's have a look at how hot this one is. A chance you take. Still a bit warm. Probably 50, something like that. But that should act, the metal should act as a heat sink. The collar should act as a heat sink. It's still a bit warm. I might push through, see how we go. I think we'll be okay. We'll push through and get it done. Okay, first one's done. Okay, and just in time too, I saw the battery indicator start flashing on the Dremel. So there we go. Now I'm going to grind those down, but with battery state, look, it's flashing there. Yeah, that's going to need a charge before I go ahead and start grinding. Okay, I'm back. So I've recharged the battery for the Dremel, so I'm definitely always move the wing out of the way. Last thing I want to do is have anything fall on that and put a hole in the covering. So I got the battery in the Dremel. I'm just going to put the grinding bit on there. I wonder if you call these bits. Anyway, just that one, just a round grinding bit. I'm just going to grind the edges off there so they're, I don't think they're that sharp, but I just want to make them flush and make them look sweet. So that if they do go all the way to the bottom of the wheel well, that they don't make a mark. I want it to have a flat surface. So I'll just quickly change that cutting wheel out for the grinding wheel. Grinding wheel, that's probably more what you call it. Alright, am I getting enough room? What I like about these Dremels, man, they're just such amazing tools for this type of thing. Stuff that used to take you ages. Back in the old days, you used to have to file these things. My dad had an old rotary tool when I first started the hobby in like 1993. I think it was 1993 when I first started this. I was a 16-year-old kid, 17-year-old kid, and he had this old, big, heavy metal one that you had to plug in, and it was attached to like this big round steel plate. And oh boy, man, I used that like left, right, and center, just like I used the Dremel, because it was the first time I got to do it without having to use a file. Anyway, I'll turn the sound down and we'll just grind this up. I just see a bit of metal. Okay, that doesn't look bad. I thought it might be metal shavings. It might be, but they're so fine it's not a big deal. But even still, I'm just going to cover that over with, I was using that one to clean off my soldering iron here. We'll just use this one. Just a face cloth. Alright, that's flush and smooth. I'm happy with that one. We'll go over to this one and do the same. Make sure you can see that. I'll shift it over a bit. This one's not too bad. I cut that one pretty close. It does have a burr on it, so I'm just gonna, it's gonna be a lot quicker. And done. That one looks really, really good. Oh boy, I'm really happy with that. This one too. She's come out really nice. Okay, and that's it. Easy done. So just cut off those. I mean, once you know what wheels you're using and you know what length you need, yeah, go ahead and cut it, customize it, and make it look like it's your own. Because these little details, man, this is the difference between using a foam model or even customizing, like my Tiger Moth, really nicely customized, in my humble opinion, model, and doing a balsa model. There's just something about the time you put into a balsa model that, I mean, these guys in the field, they talk about having a relationship with the model. Now, maybe that's taking it a bit too far. But for me, it's a matter of appreciating the good work that you've done. Now, I think that if it were more recent, in my recent history, and not 20 years ago, I would probably feel a bit more attached than I do to it. But again, I built this wing 20 years ago, so we'll see how I go on the next model. A little bit of a hint here as to what it's going to be. It starts with a CH, and it rhymes with hipmunk. If you like what you see today, please subscribe. Thanks very much for stopping by. Catch you later. All the best.